Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Journey with Vijay Kumar Srivastav. Today we are going to study the topic drip irrigation. Before presentation, I would like to introduce myself. I am Vijay Kumar Srivastav. I have done MS Agriculture with a specialization in agronomy from GB Pant University of Agriculture and Technology, Pantnagar in 1996, and presently associated with seed industry in one of the MNC private job. Drip irrigation system. This is also known as trickle irrigation system is one of the latest and modern methods of irrigation, applying the required amount of water directly to the root zones of plants through drippers or emitters at frequent intervals. This is a scientific method of irrigation carrying desired water and nutrients direct to the root zones of the plant drop by drop. This method is suitable for water scarcity and salt affected soils. Water is applied in the root zones of the crop. A standard water quality test needed for design and operation of drip irrigation system. Drip irrigation is probably one of the most effective methods of water application. It generates a restricted root system requiring frequent nutrient supply, and this may be satisfied by applying fertilizers with irrigation water by fertigation. Drip irrigation is a type of micro irrigation system that has the potential to save water and nutrients by allowing water to drip slowly to the root zones of plants, either from above the soil surface or buried below the surface. The goal of drip irrigation is to place water directly into the root zone and minimize evaporation. Drip irrigation system distribute water through a network of valves, pipes, tubing and emitters. Depending on how well designed, installed, maintained and operated it is, a drip irrigation system can be more efficient than other types of irrigation systems such as surface irrigation or sprinkler irrigation. Drip irrigation is today's need because water nature's gift to mankind is not unlimited and not free forever. World water resources are fast diminishing. The one and only answer to this problem for the irrigation system is drip irrigation system. Drip irrigation is the most efficient water and nutrient delivery system for growing crops. It delivers water and nutrients directly to the plant's root zone in the right amounts at the right time. So each plant gets exactly what it needs, when it needs it, and to grow optimally. By drip irrigation, farmers can produce higher yields while saving on water as well as fertilizers, energy, and even crop protection products. Now to understand how does drip irrigation work. Water and nutrients are delivered across the field in pipes called dripper lines, featuring a smaller units known as drippers or emitters. Each dripper or emitters emits drops containing water and fertilizers, resulting in the uniform application of water and nutrients direct to each plant's root zone across an entire field. The emitted water moves within the soil system largely by unsaturated flow. The water moves into the soil and wets the root zones of plants vertically by gravity and laterally by capillary action. The lateral movement of water beneath the surface is greater in medium to heavy soil as compared to sandy soil. The wetted soil area for widely spaced emitters will normally be elliptical in shape, and the drip irrigation can be used on windy days and during various land operations. Dosing unit in drip irrigation system. Dosing units serve as a nutrigation and chemigation. What is nutrigation? The most effective way to increase the yield and quality of a crop is by feeding the plant according to its specific ever-changing needs. This means delivering the right amount of water and nutrient at the right time. Nutrigation refers to injection of nutrients for the plant. Nutrition is comprised of three stages. First, dissolving soluble fertilizers if required. Second, injecting nutrients according to the desired dosing ratios. And third, delivering the precise quantity of nutrients to the plant's root zone. Now, chemigation. Chemigation refers to injection of chemicals to prevent or reduce dripper clogging, addition of chlorine, hydrogen peroxide, acid or others, and the injection of chemicals for crop and soil concerns like herbicides, pesticides and others. Because the water passages in drippers are relatively small, they can be clogged. Therefore, along with filtration, the capability to inject chemicals for dripper clogging control is an important feature. Benefits of nutrition or chemigation can be described as uniform and timely application of nutrients and chemicals, reduced soil compaction due to reduced traffic in fields, reduced labor requirements, reduced exposure to chemicals, and reduced environmental contaminations. Now, list of components which are used in drip irrigation system. It can be described as pump or pressurized water source, water filters or filtration system, where scent separator, fertigation systems as Venturi injector and chemigation equipments are used. Then backwash controller, which is also known as backflow prevention device. Then pressure control valve, which is pressure regulator. Then distribution lines, where main larger diameter pipes, maybe secondary smaller pipe fittings are used. Hand operated electronic or hydraulic control valves and safety valves. A small diameter polyethylene tubes, which are often called as laterals. Polyfittings and accessories to make connections. And emitting devices at plants, which are emitters or drippers, micro spray heads, inline dripper or inline drip tube. In drip irrigation systems, pump and valves may be manually or automatically operated by a controller. Here we have shown the photographic evidences of different components like drip tape, drip tubes, drippers, emitting pipes, control and safety valves, polyfitting accessories and filters which are used in drip irrigation systems. Now to go through different types of drip irrigation system. Drip irrigation system can be classified into 5 drip systems. First one, surface drip irrigation. Second, subsurface drip irrigation. Third is family drip irrigation. Fourth is online drip irrigation. And fifth, inline drip irrigation. And about each irrigation system we will discuss in details. First drip irrigation system is surface drip irrigation. Surface drip irrigation is used to irrigate perennial crops and annual crops with high value as vegetable crops such as tomato, broccoli, celery, cauliflower, spinach, kohlrabi, leaf lettuce, etc. In this irrigation system, drip tubes are placed on soil surface. Second drip irrigation system is subsurface drip irrigation. Subsurface drip irrigation is a method of irrigating crops through buried plastic tubes containing embedded emitters located at regular spacings. A subsurface drip irrigation system has a similar design as surface drip irrigation system, but in this case, the drip tubes are typically located below the soil surface. In subsurface drip irrigation, evaporation is minimized and water is used more efficiently as compared to surface irrigation system. Third one is family drip or gravity fed drip irrigation. Family drip or gravity fed drip irrigation system is a low cost system developed for small family plots. It is suitable for house gardening and peri-urban agriculture. Fourth one is online drip irrigation. In this system, emitters or drippers are fixed externally on the laterals at designed spacings. Thus, the drippers can be checked and cleaned easily in case of clogging. It is generally used for irrigating horticulture plants like mango, coconut, orange, lemon, banana, grapes, pomegranate, papaya, sapota, guava, teakwood, bamboo, amla, etc. Fifth drip irrigation system is inline drip irrigation. In this system, drippers are fixed in the lateral tube at designed spacing at the time of manufacturing to meet the requirement of various crops. It is effective for row crops like cotton, sugarcane, groundnut, vegetables, and flowering crops. Dripper spacing depends on the water requirement of a crop and the water holding capacity of the soil. Once installed, the dripper spacing cannot be changed. Now to study the crops suitable for drip irrigation system. Orchard crops, vegetables, cash crops, flowers, plantation crops, spices, oilseeds and forest crops are well suitable for drip irrigation. Under orchard crops, it can be used for grapes, banana, pomegranate, orange, citrus, mango, lemon, custard apple, sapota, guava, pineapple, coconut crops, cashew nut, papaya, amla, lychee, watermelon, muskmelon, and other various orchard crops. In case of vegetable, drip irrigation system is widely used for tomato, chili, capsicum, cabbage, cauliflower, onion, okra, brinjal, bitter gourd, ridge gourd, cucumber, peas, spinach, and pumpkin crops. Under cash crops, it is well suited for sugarcane, cotton, arecanut, and strawberry. Under flowers, rose, carnation, gerbera, anthurium, orchids, jasmine, dahlia, and marigolds are used. Under plantations crop, drip irrigation is used for tea, rubber, coffee, coconut, oil palms, etc. Under spices, it is used for turmeric, cloves, mint. Under oil seeds, sunflower, oil palm, groundnut. And under forest crop, it is well suited to teakwood and bamboo crops. Advantages of drip irrigation system. There will be water saving and higher yield. Most efficient irrigation method with 95 to 100% water use efficiency. High quality and increased fruit size. Drip irrigation is suitable for all types of soil like undulating terrains, saline soils, waterlogged conditions, sandy and hilly lands can also be brought under productive cultivation, and there will be 100% land utilization. This is an easy method of fertigation and chemication. Cost of fertilizers, interculturing and labor usage gets reduced. Crops grow consistently, healthier and mature fast. Early maturity results in higher and faster return on investment. Fertilizer use efficiency increases by 30%. There will be energy savings as drip irrigation works on low pressure, and there will be economy in weed control. Any crop can be grown using drip irrigation. From field crops such as corn, soybean or sugarcane or vegetables and tree crops can be grown. Either growing in soil or in a soilless media, hydroponics, this system can be used. Now limitations of drip irrigation. It can be defined as high initial investment, high level of knowledge for optimal and economical operation is required, susceptibility to mechanical damage as lot of components are used, large number of emitters are there in fields, there will be chances of clogging of emitters, long application time, high level of filtration and other controls are involved. Maintenance of system is needed on frequently. Only water-soluble fertilizers are allowed to be used in drip irrigation. Some fertilizers, although water-soluble, may not be compatible with the method of nutrition, such as fertilizers that raises the pH of the irrigation water so high that precipitation occurs in the system. Water sources in drip irrigation. In drip irrigation system, there are two main types of water sources. First one is surface water and second is groundwater. Under surface water, many existing and potential water supply sources are derived from surface water, which doesn't tend to have high level of salts with the exceptions of some coastal areas. and thus systems are usually less prone to formation of precipitates in drippers. Surface water, however, tends to introduce biological hazards. If wastewater is being considered as a source, quality and clogging potential will vary depending upon the extent of treatment. Second is groundwater. Groundwater is generally of higher quality than surface water. However, iron and manganese levels should be measured as high levels may lead to dripper clogging and treatment may be required. Water quality requirements for drip irrigation. The quality of water for irrigation relates to the parameters required to maintain the crop's health and the integrity of the irrigation system. Every type of pressurized irrigation system requires attention to the water quality to avoid clogging of the irrigation components in order to enable elderly long-term irrigation according to the irrigation program. Water quality will dictate filtration requirements, chemical injection requirements, and management of the irrigation systems to prevent dripper clogging. Now the determination of water quality in drip irrigation. The quality of water is determined by a wide variety of parameters which should be measured or calculated, which are affecting the crop, the soil, and the irrigation system. Some of them are listed as electrical conductivity, EC, pH of acidity or alkalinity, calcium, which affects the hardness of the water, magnesium, sodium, potassium, bicarbonates, carbonates, alkalinity, chlorides, sulfates, phosphate, nitrogen, nitrate, boron, iron, manganese, total suspended solids TSS and TDS, totally dissolved solids in water, turbidity of water, algae and chlorophyll presence, zooplanktons, which are the water animal bodies. After that, biochemical oxygen demand and COD, chemical oxygen demand, and volatile suspended solids in water, VSS. Biochemical oxygen demand and chemical oxygen demands are depend when the industrial effluents or recycled water are used. Now to study the causes of dripper or emitters clogging. Causes of dripper clogging in system may be because of chemicals, precipitates or a scale increased. Then second is physical, where the grit or particulates such as sand and sediments are deposited. Third is biological, such as algae or bacteria. And fourth is organic material deposition or plankton's presence. The water's chemical characteristics are influenced by the variety and concentration of the substances dissolved in it. These dissolved substances includes ions of dissolved salts such as chlorides, sodium and nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium and others. Calcium and magnesium influence the hardness of the water. Iron and manganese are liable to be found either dissolved or as a residue along with other dissolved organic compounds and even poisonous substances. The biological characteristics of water quality include a variety of living organisms such as microorganisms including bacteria, viruses, single-celled entities, algae and zooplanktons which develop in open water along with creatures developing within the water transport system itself. Now the maintenance of drip system. Is a lot of components are used in irrigation system and there are chances of clogging of emitters and drippers, so maintenance on frequent period is needed. There should be backwashing and sand filters has to be cleaned. Frequent cleaning of emitters and drippers are needed. There should be flushing at every irrigation. Cleaning of sub-main and main pipes. Cleaning of PVC pipes and laterals, and acid or chlorine may be used to remove clogging. So this presentation was all about drip irrigation system. Hope this will be useful to all of you. Thank you very much. I have given here my YouTube channel details. Journey with Vijay Kumar Srivastava. Having request, please visit the channel, subscribe it, and provide your kind and valuable feedback for further improvements. Thank you.